Hi loves, welcome to my channel, The Temio Touch. So today I just did a really simple highlight and contour routine. It's pretty much the basics that I learned when I started doing my highlight and contour, so I thought I'd just share it with you guys. I sincerely apologise for the quality of this intro. My camera does not respect me and decided to die literally as I finished the last step. So I've had to do a couple pictures just to show you the finished look and obviously record my intro. I'm not on my camera, it's a bit annoying, but hopefully it all works out. So just thank you for watching and I really appreciate you taking out the time to watch. Thank you, bye. Stay tuned if you would like to see this look. So I've done my foundation, I've done my eyebrows of course. I've obviously primed and moisturised and I'm just going to move on to setting my whole face with powder. To set my face I use MAC's MSF in dark. It is absolutely hit pan, it's disgusting, but I don't want to buy another one because I'm cheap. So I literally just swirl my brush around in it a little bit, tap off the excess and just literally press it into my face. Press than to just swirl it around because it just ensures that it's actually going in. Good tip, always hit your chin and your neck because for me I match my face to my chest, so my neck is a little bit lighter and darker in places, so if I just do this it helps it all blend together quite nicely. So as you can see I'm probably looking quite yellow because of the light, but I assure you I'm not that yellow. Okie dokie. So what I like to do next is move on to my highlight. So to do my concealer I use a damp beauty blender. I used to use the Real Technique sponge. It's good, it does the job, but since getting the beauty blender, this thing is amazing. It just blends it flawlessly like you're about to see. I use my NC45 MAC Pro Longwear concealer. It's the best. A good dupe is the LA Girl Pro Concealer. I use that one in 4. That's one pump there. So I just literally dab this here, all the way under. I don't form the little triangle yet. And then same on the other eye, just dab it under. I then take whatever's left and I just put it down the bridge of my nose. And then whatever's left on my finger, I just bring it up. I'm probably gonna need like half a pump. I'll try and do half. Yeah, I just put a little bit here. Keep going down the bridge. Bring it all the way down to my Cupid's bow. And then a little bit. A lot of people just put it all over their chin, but that doesn't make sense to me. So I literally put it, I've got like a little fold in my chin. So I literally just put it there. Because when I contour, like I bring my contour here. With whatever's left on my hand and my finger, I just dab a bit more under my eye. Then take my damp beauty blender, and I'm going to make the weirdest face, but I go like this to ensure that my eye is fully like, all the creases and lines have been spread out when I make that face. So I go like this. I look crazy. What the Real Technique sponge does, which the beauty blender doesn't, is it sometimes it just drags the product, like just, I don't know, it just moves the product around and it shouldn't do that. It should literally just be pressing it seamlessly into your skin. Like if you look at this, it's just seamlessly pressed it. On my forehead, I actually turn the beauty blender around to the rounded end instead of the pointed end, and I just like bounce it off, literally. It's actually fun using the beauty blender. It's so bouncy and you just keep bouncing and bouncing until everything is gone in. It doesn't have to be perfect, definitely not. I do keep my beauty blender handy because before I set my concealer, I like to just again go and ensure that nothing's really sunk into any lines. So I'm going to take my foundation brush. This is the e.l.f. powder brush. You've probably heard so much about it. It's amazing. And I just go and I blend those edges so that there's not a huge line of demarcation as to where I've like done my concealer and foundation, because that's just nasty. No one wants to see that. Again, blend them. You end up looking a bit like one-dimensional, so that's why it's amazing to contour. I actually prefer contouring than highlighting. You really want to make sure that forehead's blended, because if you have a 5 head and you don't blend out your highlight, you're gonna have like an 8 head, because it's just gonna be huge. So just make sure it's blended nicely. To set my highlight is a little mix of banana and topaz from Ebony, which you know about. I literally just swirl it around in the cap, get it mixed together. I then ensure that there's no creases or no lines, that my concealer's been settled in. And I actually use my beauty blender and I just tip it in there, and I think that's why I love my beauty blender, because it gives such a beautiful finish. A lot of people use the wedges, like the little cosmetic wedges. They're so cheap, like I would never say to not use them. For doing my nose in those regions, I just go back and I use my Real Techniques setting brush. Someone takes a picture of you at a party and it's dark, and then your highlight is just jumping forward before they even see your face. Like, that's what you don't want to see, so that's why you gotta blend. What I like to use is MAC Studio Fix powder in NW58, quite dark. It's probably too dark for me to contour with, but I like my kind of dark. For every day, you can use a bronzer, such as CoverGirl's Ebony bronze. I think that's really the only good bronzer that I know of for like women of colour, because people just don't want to provide products for us. But if I think of any more, I'll put them in the description bar. Obviously the Sleek Contour Kit, NW58 is a little bit warmer. Then that's the Sleek Contour Kit in dark. So this is a bit warmer, I'd say it's a bit more on the yellow side, a bit more olivey. Whereas the dark it's very, I feel like it's very, I don't know, very cool. Almost has a grey undertone, so I feel like sometimes if you contour with it, it can make you look a bit flat. So if you do contour with it, I would say just go in with a bronzer and just buff it out. So I use the Zoeva Luxe Face Paint. It's not really a dupe, but it's a similar concept to the NARS Ita brush. If you ever struggle with contouring and you think, oh, where's my cheekbone? I don't understand what people are talking about. This brush, like any flat brush, is your, like it's your best friend. So I literally just dip it in the product, but all sides covered, all bases covered, tap off the excess. And because I've contoured for a while, I'm used to finding my cheekbone, but if you don't, you just suck it in and you can just see that natural line, and it comes under your cheekbone. So for me, my cheekbone's quite high, so it's actually here, but the line, as you can see, I haven't put any product on, but it's naturally like this. So I naturally follow my line and I actually almost link it up to my mouth. I've seen some girls and they fully link it and join it to their mouth. That's not cute. So I just join it almost as if I'm trying to join it. It is quite a thick line, but I am gonna buff it out with a bronzer. Yeah, I just bring this up a little bit further. Just keep going around. When you get to your head, I just like to fan it, because obviously we've highlighted in this area, so I just like to fan it into this area rather than just I guess draw a line around it. It might look a bit less natural if you just draw a line around it. So as you can see, it's kind of just left a natural illumination around that highlighted area, and when that's buffed out, that's going to look really good. So then again, down here, nice line. As you can see again, as I contour this other side, you can see a natural line. Here's my natural contour, and I just follow that. Just follow that. And then I also take it lightly, not too much product on it again, and I just chisel my jaw. I'm not going to contour my nose because that's just a whole nother video, but I have highlighted it, so it has just brought the bridge forward and let the sides recede, but it's not as deep as contouring your nose. Okay, so since I've now contoured, I'm just going to brush off any excess banana powder that I have here. Should have all pretty much absorbed, but just in case. Sigma large angled contour brush, or the Real Techniques buffing brush. I'm gonna go in with the CoverGirl Ebony bronze. I literally just swirl it again, dust off the excess, and you just hit those areas you just contoured, so you don't really need to do too much. This can also be used as a blush. Can you see it's just given like a red kind of, yeah, it's just reddy, like it has a red undertone compared to that. That's looking more red now, but it does give a gorgeous bronzed glow. Looking a little bit luminescent, and that's because I use the Gerard Cosmetics BB Plus Illumination Cream. Oh, ciao! Don't get me started on this. I use this in my foundation, so I did like a pump or two pumps of my normal foundation. I just put like and I just put like 3/4 of a pump of this, about half to 3/4, and it just gives the skin the most gorgeous glow I have seen. I take the Sigma large angled contour brush. This is the F40 MAC format, so that just looks like that gorgeous iridescent kind of, I'd say it's like a burnt burgundy, but that sounds so strange. I like to just place it here. Another good way, if you're not sure where to apply your blush, is to actually highlight your cheekbones first. If you actually highlight first, if you highlight there, then you have a set area to put your blush, and it actually helps to merge it together. But I just forget a majority of the time. If you are struggling to think, where do I put my highlight, contour, and blush? I would say contour first, then highlight, then blush in the middle, and it makes it a lot easier. Golden bronze. I think this is the iridescent powder or something. I'll put it down below. And it's a loose powder. It is phenomenal. I think it's actually discontinued, don't get me wrong, but you can use the illuminating side of the Sleek Contour Kit. This is £5 on Amazon. I can't go wrong with it if you're starting off. Like, don't go and buy £20 MAC powders and then be like, I can't do my highlight and contour. Okay, so I just take a fan brush. This is the Sedona Lace FB1. As you can see, my highlight's pretty obvious. I'm gonna take this. This is the Sigma Duo Fiber. So I'm just gonna blend it all together. Just hit everything. Blam, 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 blam. Okay, so about here, my camera cut out. It's very irritating. So I just put some pictures in of the finished look. I finished off my eyes with like some neutral eyeshadows, just like Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek in the crease, and a winged liner. The highlight and contour just standing out, speaking for itself. And then I used Cocoa Bean lip gloss by Gerard Cosmetics. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Thank you. Bye bye.